It is time, friends, time to show you and reveal the project car. I could have gone with absolutely anything. I say that, anything that costs less than £2,000. £2,000 was my budget to come up with a car that would tick off a load of boxes for me and also be cheap, old, and able to brake if I want to, and also work on is the main thing. Allow me to figure out how things are working, everything like that. If I really wanted to, I could spend an hour before revealing the car, but I know for a fact that most people are going to skip to it anyway. So let me reveal my car. That is right, behind me we have a 1.8 turbo Audi TT. It's a 225 horsepower version. It has a soft top. So many decisions went into this, but pretty early on I decided it's got to be a titty. It's absolutely peeing it down, so unfortunately I don't want to put the roof down right now, but I wanted a convertible pretty early on. The reason I wanted a convertible was mainly because I don't have a convertible, and this is probably the only convertible I will use in my life unless I like it. Then obviously I'm going to get another one. So we're doing a quick look around the local area for TTs. I'm pretty set on a TT, I think, just because it'll be something different, and I've probably already explained that in the video. But anyway, we came across these two titties, nice pair, right here. I'm kind of trying to decide between, by the time you see this video I would have decided on one, but I love the shape of the hardtop. The hardtop shape is so much nicer at the back, but a convertible would be good for converting. I don't have a convertible. I'll probably never buy a convertible again in my life, so it might be nice to have that. Just to give you a reference, they do fit inside, which is nice. Quite a lot of headroom, decent amount, so it works. And here's reference of the non-convertible, which is so much nicer inside. I think this one's particularly just nice grey interior and stuff, but so much nicer inside. But I would miss that chance of having the roof down. If I got a new exhaust, for example, and put the roof down, it would sound incredible opposed to the... Am I having a midlife crisis? I had a massive debate with myself if I wanted the convertible or if I wanted the normal coupe. And I pretty much ended up deciding on the convertible for one reason, is that, as I said, I wanted to try a car without a roof. I've always quite liked the idea of having a Miata, an MX-5 as they are known, but I didn't really want to go with that because everybody has one. Everybody and their cat owns an MX-5, Miata, whatever you want to call it. So European guy attempts to do a Miata, but he doesn't want to do a Miata. That's essentially what this is. I said this is going to be a £2,000 project car. How much did I buy it for? So if you look online, you'll find pretty decent prices for TTs. This is a Mark 1 TT, very old, not massively reliable. Audi wasn't particularly too reliable back in the day, but this cost me £1,490 or £89 if you want to be specific. So it is £500 under budget. Now, there are some things that make me go, I can kind of see why it was that price, and I will show you those things in the future, but for now, look at it, bask in its glory, the German glory. It is absolutely filthy right now, and I'm not just talking about the outside, but from a body standpoint, it's just dirty. I mean, the wheels are kind of horrible, the wheels are disgusting in themselves, so it doesn't really affect it too much, but all the arches and everything where you would expect to usually see some damage. Considering this thing has had, I think it said 8 registered keepers, considering that those are probably also to do with people taking it to garages and garages registering it for themselves. There's a noticeable mark here, and one that's really hard to see in the rain, but right here there's another mark basically down to the metal, but other than that, she's pretty nice. Filthy on the inside, absolutely filthy, really needs a good clean. For a car that is this old, I'm really impressed with how this has turned out. So to show you some of the features, this is mostly going to be pretty much showing you features of the car. As said, it does obviously have the roof, so we can bring that down. It's a really cool way to do it. I'll do that once it maybe calms down a little bit outside. It doesn't seem that old in here. What some people do with turbo gauges, they actually put them in these vents here and they twist. I don't know what the twisting does, I'll figure that out. We've got seat heaters that pop out and spin, which is awesome. It feels very future-y in here. And then this is a classic tape player. I don't know if it probably doesn't work. And then we have the heater, pretty nice. And I spent, as you know, when you buy a car from a dealer, usually the fuel is pretty low, especially from like a used car dealer that sells them on the cheap. Well, we spent a good like 20 minutes trying to figure out where the fuel cap remover thing is, and it's in here. Like, it's the most awkward place, but thanks. It is a 6-speed manual. Thank the Lord I can drive manual again. It has a weird compartment that lets you see through onto this shelf back here where the roof sits. But yeah, I think she's pretty damn good. I think we looked at a total about 5 or 6 of these because I wanted to make sure I fit properly. Because if I didn't fit in a convertible, my head stuck out, it would look a bit silly. Here's a picture from one of the first ones we went to check, and I thought the seat was all the way down, but it wasn't. It wasn't. But now the mileage of this car is also an important factor to the price of it, and as I said, it's £1,500. Beautiful price. This has, as we know, how about I actually show you the mileage instead of telling you it. Now, one problem with the Mark 1s is that the display kind of dies. This display is coming back. It was worse. These side displays, which usually show the miles, they're unreadable. They've been unreadable for the last 2 MOTs. So basically, we don't know what mileage is at. They assume it's somewhere around the high 90s or the low hundreds. So like just getting to 100,000. So she's been driven a lot. She's not going to last very long. But as I said, it was really cheap. And honestly, it was one of the best prices for under the budget, 100,000 miles. If I wanted to spend £2,000 on a decent one like that has all the stuff working, whatever, they all sit around 120,000 miles. So I would personally say my cutoff is 150. I wouldn't personally buy anything around 130. 130 to me is like I wouldn't do it. But I think personally for this, what I want, 100,000, I think it's all right. It's a fun little car from what I've driven so far. But one other little issue is, we'll get into that another video. It does rain a lot in the UK, but it's becoming spring, it's becoming summer. It's the perfect time to own one of these. Anyway, I'm going to show you put the roof down very quickly, then put it back up again. I don't want to drown my car. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Amazing. This is going to be so much fun when it's actually dry. There is a cover for this, so it's not as ugly. It just makes it all flat and look like it's supposed to be like that. And a cool little thing I thought of, if we were going to do this, like take this to tracks or something, this is going to go. But we could easily mount 2 wheels for this size vehicle on the back. I think that'll look pretty cool. Another thing that needs a good clean is the actual roof itself. But now I want to show you very quickly how you put the roof back up. So we pull this down and the roof begins to close itself and close. Okay, so there is a bit of a gap there, and what we have is there's a lever here. You twist it round, locks, put it up, and the roof is locked into place. There we go. There we go. The TT. Did I make a good choice? Did I make a bad one? We're going to find out. So why did we go with the TT opposed to an MX-5? Now, as I said, the MX-5 has been done so many times by so many different YouTubers. I just thought I want to do something a little bit different. You know that I love all-wheel drive? All-wheel drive. And I want the convertible to make it pretty much like the European Miata, if you will. It's a small car that is going to be light, cheerful, fits in the garage well, can sit in there for a long time and survive because it's German. Somewhat was reliable still back in the day. Why did I go with another black car? There's going to be a question that pops up. Black and silver are the cheapest. If I wanted a different color, I was looking about over budget, so it had to be done, I'm sorry. But the cool thing about this car is it's a really simple shape. So personally, I want to try and wrap it myself, at least some of the panels, because it's a really round and basic shape. So I think I might be able to wrap some of it. Not sure anyone's going to ask why, but why did you go with the manual? Because I wanted manual. One of the things about this car is it actually has a weird split. I think it's 20-80. 80 at the rear, 20 at the front for the power band. And essentially there are devices you can get to make it 50-50 or tune it to how you want to. So that's something we're going to look into as well. I do have some parts on order waiting to come. Some from Audi to do a basic kind of service on the car. Some from eBay, which I had to pick up because it was cheaper. There are quite a few things I can do before we can start to properly use this car, but hopefully you guys are pretty happy with what I decided to pick up. Thank you so much for joining us for this video, and let me know your thoughts on the car down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to destroy the like, and if you're excited to see more builds, or the build begin on this car, should I say. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, peace.